Now, that's interesting because one of the things that I look at this as a joyous experience because I cherish and I appreciate what death teaches me personally. It teaches me that I can never take anything for granted, and it shifts my perception and moves my assemblage point to focus on the now, not tomorrow, not, you know what I'm saying, yesterday. I focus my thoughts and my intentions on the now, right now in this precious moment that I have to be alive to acquire more forms of knowledge of self on my journey. So death is a joyous experience and also a humbling one to let you know that you can't, the little petty bullshit that you got in your life, complaining about your job, complaining about anything, this shit can be taken away at a moment's notice. And like my last video on Stopping the World, where I talk about, you know what I'm saying, dealing with the shamanic teachings of like Don Juan, he talks about focusing on the left and realizing that death is right there as a consultant. Anytime that he feels that he's worried about something or thinking about something, he consults his death. And death stares at him right in the face and reminds him of his mortality, of his precious moment that he has right now to surrender his perception and, you know what I'm saying, stop the world, so to speak. So going through that and like, because we all know that thinking can only have two components of you either thinking about the past or you're thinking about the future. You can't think about the now. You have to stop thinking to be in the now. And that's what moving the whole assemblage point is about. And that's why the death of Kobe or the death of anybody is so important and it's such a humbling.
Uh-oh. Freeze up.
Froze up.
It froze. Oh shit! Damn. Nah, but that was right on time, Titan. That I love that perspective. That's right on time. That's it.
Right.
Because
So that goes back into my whole thing in thinking like I don't look at humanity as like the enemy. I don't look at it like that. It's like I'm trapped. I look at it like this physical vessel that we all came to agreement to call humanity is something that us as God as Titans to embody to experience third dimensional reality. Right. You see what I'm saying? To come down here and have the influx of ideas about all this shit that we seeing. You see what I'm saying? It wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for this human vessel. You see what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. And I also appreciate the fact that we have a mortal existence. We can be gone tomorrow because that focuses my intention on the now. Like I got to take this shit serious and not serious at all because at the end of the day, time moves. It's all simultaneous. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it's all about taking advantage of the moment, not relishing on yesterday and not thinking about tomorrow, knowing that when you go to sleep at night, you're going to die. When you wake up tomorrow, you're going to be a totally new, different person. So my point is passing down the baton to myself tomorrow by acquiring enough knowledge and information and wisdom in this now moment to pass on to myself tomorrow and keep the cycle going, keep the cycle going of evolution, to keep the cycle going of transformation with your alchemy and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? Not turning down nothing, looking at everything that's in your environment and drawing what's necessary for you to evolve. You see what I'm saying? Not seeing positive or negative in anything, just seeing information for you to acquire for yourself for your constant evolution. You see what I'm saying? That's how my mindset is, and that's how I equate Kobe, his death, with just a humbling experience for us to remind ourselves on how precious our life is. You see what I'm saying? And appreciate it because it all ties in with knowledge itself.
Facts. That is it.
He just pointed out, he just made me like realize something else with just saying that, and like Kobe being, like 24, right? Mm-hmm. That's the 24 hours within a day that you should be appreciating with this experience. You know what I'm saying? And that was his whole image, was every day was basketball, like every day. You know what I'm saying? Like that was his living and breathing thing. So that reflection for us would then be this work to let your spiritual development and evolutions and ascensions and descensions and the whole process of being human and learning from the experience be your everyday passion to learn something about yourself within that 24 hours that you're given, because death is right behind your neck. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to piggyback on that. That was dope.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. Power now, living in this now moment, so you can know that you did say you wanted to come down here. You chose to come down here and play this video game. So now you trying to figure out why you chose to come down here and have this evolution, try to transform into something greater. You know what I'm saying? Something chaotic. Yeah, that's what it is. What's up, Mike?
I want to say this. Something struck me with the Kobe incident, with Kobe passing. And it ties into the Bobby video. Um, there's something about death that is actually sublime, and I say sublime because uh, everybody knows that they're gonna die, even kids. You know, children, they they live life on the edge. They do stuff, and you say, oh wow, that's why we have the saying that God looks out for babies and fools, because kids do things that an adult who is aware of their mortality, adult wouldn't do. But the thing about it is, I came to the conclusion, because a lot of conscious people, a lot of people who are in this quote unquote conscious community, they are in deep mourning for Kobe. And it's like death is the only thing that's promised to you, the only thing. And so the thing that hit me was, like Bobby was saying in that clip, it's just that there's something about death. I actually think it's the opposite. I think it's like death is like a high. It's a rush. It's like being a skateboarder or some extreme sport where you're doing something, because the majority of people, and that's including conscious people, ignore the fact that they're gonna die. And me personally, I had gotten to the habit. I believe it's Samuel Ayun Wayor. He has a book. I can't think of the name of the book. It'll come to me. I'll drop it. I believe it's Dream Yoga. He has a book called Dream Yoga. And in the book, he suggests that you go to sleep in what's known as the death pose. And you go to sleep, you lay on your back, you cross your arms across your chest, and basically you're in your coffin. I did that for at least a year straight, and it gave me a very good understanding of death. Matter of fact, from going to sleep in that pose, several times, more than once, I woke up. I came to in my reality, which is the dream, and I was in a casket. One time I was I was like an Aztec. I had an Aztec type mask on with mask on and jewels in my eyes, but I was in the casket, and that right there helps you to appreciate death. And most people don't appreciate death. And like you were saying too, we chose to came here, whether you remember it or not, you chose to come back. And so it's just, for me, it was kind of heartbreaking that a lot of the so-called conscious community was mourning Kobe's death. We should have been dancing and giggling like, man, we got one more in the Astor, we got one more we can tell. But no, it was a lot of sadness, it was a lot of tears and pain. But I'll just say that I think that the concept of death, because I want to say this, I back it up and I'm gonna wrap it up real quick. I think that the concept of magic and everything that we talk about, it's become kind of mainstream, and the basics have been forgotten. Most people don't understand that magic is your mind. And so how you view your life or your death or whatever, because I had a meditation every day where I would destroy the city that I live in. I would collapse bridges. I would destroy everything. And the first thing that struck me during this meditation, I would think about my daughters and my son's school. Oh my goodness, am I gonna kill my kids? But it struck me, we all came here for something to do. My kids waved their hand and said, I want to be here. But I just think that a lot of people in the conscious community need to reevaluate their concept of life and death. Rogue Titan is one of the few people that I know that says, when I'm asleep, that's my reality. When I'm woke, that's the dream. And people don't get that. This is the in Kabbalah, Earth is called Malkuth. Malkuth is called the kingdom. If you're on Earth, You are a prince or a princess. You are a queen or a king because this is your kingdom. This is the place of 1,000 things. You can have whatever, you can do whatever. But most people don't realize it, but they still have that Christian mentality where they're waiting for the upper rooms and they're gonna get all their blessings and all they everything's gonna come to them once they leave this life. And I just think that we got away from we as a people, we got away from the fact that you should celebrate death. They're no longer suffering. I don't care how young. I know it sounds harsh. Stillborn births, 6-year-olds, 3-year-olds. You can think of the most horrible thing, but they're no longer in the flesh. And I think that's been forgotten. And it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. But me, my thing, I'm an iconoclast. I'm going to destroy whatever you hold sacred. So for me, it's been a time of joy. I've been having fun, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, that's good, Mike. That's good. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna go real deep into that. So, man, yeah, that's good.